It's recording yet. Yay, it says record. Alright. So hi everyone. Welcome to Jamie's generic reality show audition video. I'm getting really frustrated because this is like my multiple take because my microphone is acting up. Oy vey. So I know you reality show casting directors prefer a full image video. The reason why I'm doing it like this is because my father, he's a wonderful man, great provider, lousy cameraman. You know, I will make a full image video if you'd like. Just understand that there is a good chance that the image will either be incredibly dark, tilted to the side, Batman style, you know, or the top of my head cut off. I have sent him more bad videos because he doesn't listen to me as much as I love him, and doesn't like turn on the light, or he tilts the camera sideways, and then I get so frustrated that I just send in whatever results I get. Alright. This right here is my dog, who is being completely uncooperative, but I think she could be the next big canine star if she would just show the world how cute she is. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. My full name is Jamie Joanne Russell. I am the youngest of 4 and the only girl, so I'm spoiled, and so is she. I'm over 30, and I say it that way because I don't know how many years I'll be using this video. You know, who knows, maybe I'll be 40 and still using it. Minnie, please cooperate. You know, she's very codependent and wants to cuddle close all the time, but I just want her to look at the camera. The world doesn't want to see your butt. The world wants to see your face. Let me tell you a little bit about Minnie before I put her down. Minnie is a miniature Maltipoo. She is a former puppy mill breeder. Her tongue sticks out because she's lost all but 7 of her teeth due to poor nutrition and neglect, and her back legs are kind of bow-legged. Before anybody sends me hate mail about the fact that she's wearing clothing, she actually likes to wear clothes. She will refuse to leave the house if she's naked. And I tried in hot weather to make her sleep without pajamas. She kept waking me up until I put a t-shirt on her. Alright? She doesn't really like t-shirts. She'll wear them to sleep in. She doesn't want to go out in them. She only likes dresses. And the more frills and lace and bling it has, the more she likes it. In fact, she picked this one out at the store. She spotted it on the shelf, and this little tail of hers went a mile a minute, and I think it's because of this right here. Because it's got bling. And I had to buy it for her because she wanted it so bad. I love you, but you're not very cooperative. She picked me at the shelter, by the way. She heard my voice, and she came over and stared at me. You know, didn't move until I spoke. I think she knew a sucker when she saw one. Let me tell you about the type of reality shows I'm interested in doing. I wish I could turn the echo off on this doggone microphone. Oy vey. I tell you, technology is male. Because it has to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be so frustrating to use. Obviously, one of the types of shows I'm interested in. Weight loss. Yes, I've auditioned for things like The Biggest Loser and what have you. You know, I'm fat. I've always been fat. I have a really hard time losing weight because I've got a condition known as polycystic ovary syndrome. And one of the things PCOS causes is glucose intolerance. And if you're glucose intolerant, it's really easy to gain weight and really hard to lose it. On top of that, I've been bullied all my life about my weight, so my self-esteem is, you know, there's days when it feels like it's completely hopeless. You know, even though I've got a great endocrinologist, you know, there's still a lot of issues there, and I can't afford therapy. Before you guys send me emails saying, get a therapist. No, therapy is expensive. And in this craptastic economy, yeah, not going to happen. So, you know, it'd be nice to be on a show that could help me with various issues. Another issue is something really bad happened to me when I was a kid, involving a group of boys and some unwanted touching. And there's part of me that thinks if I'm fat enough that will never happen again. I know that it does happen to fat women all the time. But I mean, let's face it, when you got shows like SVU, where even the homeless schizophrenics could model for Victoria's Secret and their victims, you can't help but think in your head that only attractive women go through that. Maybe if they showed a few more overweight victims, then it would be easier for people to think that it can happen to a fat person too. Yeah. So weight loss, that's one of them. Another thing, extreme makeover shows. I know somebody's going to freak out about the fact that I say I want plastic surgery. I know plastic surgery is not going to make me thin. Okay, I'm not stupid. Right? But there's certain areas of the body where it's really hard to lose weight no matter how much you diet and exercise. Right? And then there's a certain portion of my anatomy that causes a lot of pain in my neck and shoulders. And all the jazzercise in the world is not going to do anything about it. All right? So don't send me hate mail like has happened in the past, saying, oh, you just need to jazzercise or do yoga. No, it's not going to work, okay? I've looked it up in medical dictionaries and medical books and stuff. You have to have plastic surgery for this, all right? So basically, I want a certain area of my body reduced and lifted so I stop hurting all the time. And even though health insurance will cover part of it, I can't cover my portion. Right? And granted, I'd like some things for vanity reasons, like I'd love to have this liposuctioned off and tucked, And I've got some scarring, from acne and stuff that I'd like to have reduced in appearance, so I wouldn't have to put makeup on quite so heavy, So weight loss, extreme makeover, regular makeovers. My family thinks I need one because I wear my clothing baggy, all right? I can fit into a 2X shirt. I prefer to wear a 3 or a 4X. I can fit into a size 22 dress. I prefer to wear a 26. All right? I know that baggy clothes make you look bigger. However, I don't want to look like one of those women from like peopleofwalmart.com where you can see every single fat roll. All right? And while I'm on the subject, ladies, horizontal stripes and busy patterns are only for women who are so painfully thin their chests are concave, okay? If you are normal size, too obese, stop wearing them, okay? And same goes for anything sleeveless, cap sleeves. These just serve to make fat arms look fatter, all right? All outfits should have sleeves that come at least to the top of the elbow, I don't care how hot it is, wear sleeves, You say that you look confident when you wear a horizontal spaghetti strap top that is so tight that everybody can see the dimples on your cellulite. No, you look ridiculous, okay? As sexy and confident is wearing clothes that are appropriate for your age and your body, right? Not wearing something that should go on Kate Moss after she's lost 50 pounds. So, my family thinks I need a makeover. My mom hates the fact that I won't wear eyebrow pencil. I think it looks ridiculous when a woman's eyebrows are darker than the hair on her head. That's why when I color my hair, I always make sure to color my eyebrows the same color. I know that's dangerous. I don't care. I don't want dark eyebrows and light hair. And I'm a complete incompetent when it comes to putting on eyeshadow. And I admit I'd like to wear eyeshadow, but I look like an idiot, when I try to put it on. And the few times I've been to a professional makeup artist at the mall, they always put these really dark colors on me, and I look like an extra from a George Romero movie. Rains! No, okay, all right. My eyes are deep set. I have these deep set eyes. Dark purple. I love to wear it as shirts and dresses. But not on my eyelids, please, okay? So we've covered weight loss, extreme makeover, and regular makeovers. Other things that might be of interest besides the fact that I'm owned by a rescue dog. Mom and I thrift shop a lot, and so My thing is, I collect all sorts of things. I collect old sheet music for one thing. I am desperately trying to find a copy of a song that Mel Torme sang called "The House is Haunted" by the Echo of Your Last Goodbye. I need lyrics and piano chords. It does not have to be in perfect condition. I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on it, no more than 20, okay? But I need a copy that I can take back and forth to voice lessons and can be written on and stuff. So nothing extremely valuable. Another thing I collect is vintage glassware. This is one of my iced tea glasses. I have 5 of these. I am looking for at least one more, so I can have a set of 6. It would be nice to find 7 so I could have a set of 12, right? I understand that this particular type of glass was given out in the 60s and 70s with blue chip and green chip stamps from the grocery stores. I started this because my mom has iced tea pitchers with that type of pattern on it, you know, and then I spotted that in the Salvation Army. It's like, oh, gotta have that. I also have 4 of these. Again, I'm looking for at least 2 more to make a set of 6, but I'd like to have enough to make a set of 12. And then we can all have a party at my house with my pretty vintage glassware. I also have candy dishes and vases and vases and things I can't even identify. So if you want to do an episode where somebody thrift shops. Best place for thrift shopping? The Palm Springs area. Oh my God, the thrift shops there are so awesome. Okay. Another thing I do is I make jewelry. You know, I make necklaces. I can make bracelets, but I don't like to. My best friend who passed away at the age of 26 from cystic fibrosis, she made a lot of jewelry, and she taught me how. And no, I don't sell my stuff. I'll donate it for fundraiser auctions and stuff, or I'll give it away as gifts. I just feel that I would never be as good as Erin was, but I do enjoy being creative. This is a rather simple one. It does have a central bead, and I do that a lot when I have one bead left and I can't find any more at any of the stores. But I do make some that have no central portion whatsoever. They're just all the same throughout, because my mom likes those type. I like ones with central beads or pendants. This is one I made with a pendant, right? You know, you have to forgive me, my nose is suddenly getting stuffy. I have more complex stuff. I've got these old beading books from the 70s, but the patterns are all for needle and thread beading, and I use wire, so I've had to adapt them. So there's no tassels or anything like they describe. This is one of the 70s patterns. As you can see, I put a pendant on this one. I linked it together because a lot of them aren't actually, you know. And then that's what it looks like when it's on. It looks better when you don't have a bright light shining, but anyway, there you go. And then I've got these things that I call scarf weights, because you put them on a scarf to weigh them down so they kind of stay in place, you know. And let me take this off so you can see it without the scarf, you know, because I don't do tassels. I did that to close it off at the end. And then all you do is you go along like so, every other central bead like that. So you got something like that. Tuck the scarf through. Yeah. There you go. Again, like I said, I don't sell these things. I donate them for auctions and stuff for charities. If you have a charity that you want entertainment for, I'm willing to perform for free, right? My favorites, of course, are things like the Manilow Music Project, of course, is one of my favorites. And I know they don't allow women to perform, but Hobbies is another favorite charity of mine. International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, the National Jewish Fund, and of course the Boomer Esiason Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. you know, but I also support the SPCA and other, you know, AIDS research, cancer research, Alzheimer's research, you know, anything to do with protecting children. You know, I'm very big on, you know, I can't have kids of my own, partially because of the PCOS, partially because I kind of don't want kids, but I love kids, and I'm very protective towards them. So, okay, so we've covered all that. Trying to see. So let's talk music. Music is something that's in my blood. I have lots of aunts and uncles on my mom's side of the family who have picked up musical instruments and played them without lessons and played them perfectly. Right? I have a niece who plays guitar and sings. She's on YouTube somewhere. I have a nephew that I wanted to put on YouTube, but he won't let me. He plays piano. He not only can play piano, you put a keyboard down on the floor and he can play the exact same tune while he's playing the piano with his feet. Right? But he's 12 years old, so he doesn't want to show that on YouTube. I wish he would, you know. For me, it's singing. Singing's the main thing I do. Thank God I got my mom's singing voice, because the Russell side of the family, they can't carry a tune in a bucket. Okay? Unfortunately, you know, there was a compromise up there in heaven. They gave me my mom's singing voice and my dad's 2 left feet. I can't dance. I'm a terrible dancer. And believe me, I've tried. I've taken lessons. I can't do it. You know? God, I hope when this video records, this stupid echo isn't there. At least the microphone stopped giving feedback, though. I'm just so frustrated at this point. You know, so I don't know what else to say about it. You know, musical influences. And you'll notice that most of my musical influences are male. It's either because I'm a straight female, or, you know, or just simply because men have more interesting songs than women. You know, let's face it, Music of the Night is a far more interesting song than Think of Me. It honestly is. So, musical influences. Barry Manilow. And yes, that is a picture of him from back in 1976 behind me. Michael Crawford. Sammy Davis Jr. I love Sammy Davis Jr. Neil Diamond's another person I like. Mel Torme, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, the Andrews Sisters. Notice, you know, Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, and people he did a lot more than Peggy Sue, okay? He's got some really beautiful songs. If you have not heard True Love Ways, go listen to it. It is the most gorgeous love song in the world, if you ask me. And it's got one of the most beautiful saxophone solos. I've even been known to listen to Jerry Lee Lewis once in a while. I occasionally listen to Donna Summer or the Bee Gees, and Gloria Gaynor. You know, I like the old songs, obviously. You know, Tom Jones, love Tom Jones. You know, so that's the type of music I do. Is I do all the older stuff and Broadway stuff. I don't, you know, it's not that there's anything wrong with modern music, except for the overuse of auto-tune, but it doesn't appeal to me. It's, you know, I grew up on all the older stuff. I didn't have cable growing up because my parents thought it was a waste of money. So when my friends are watching MTV, I'm watching Lawrence Welk. You know, they want to dance with Madonna, I want to sing with Sammy Davis Jr. You know, I grew up on all this, you know, the original Doctor Who, Star Trek, Batman, I Love Lucy, Smothers Brothers, you know, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, the original Electric Company, you know. That was actually one of my children's programs growing up, was the original Electric Company, you know. Reading Rainbow was another one, but of course that's not an older show. Well, at least it wasn't back then. But, that's just, you know, I grew up on all this older stuff, and I'm an old-fashioned girl. I believe that when it comes to dating, the very first move should be made by the man. After that, it's okay if the woman makes the first moves on occasion. She asks him out or what have you, but he should make the initial move. You know, I like the old-fashioned music, and I think of nightclubs. And when I think of nightclubs, I think of the ones that you would see in the old movies with like Humphrey Bogart or somebody, like that, with the women in glamorous gowns and the men in tuxedos or a nice suit, and the music is Glenn Miller or Benny Goodman and it's loud enough to listen to and enjoy and dance to, soft enough that you can have a conversation without screaming at each other. Okay? Unfortunately, nightclubs aren't like that. Not the ones I've been to, at least. And I've been to a few, because I go to Vegas once in a while. I don't drink very much, maybe one beer a year. And I don't like gambling because it's boring, and I really don't like the nightclubs. I really don't. In fact, now that Star Trek The Experience is gone, the only reason I have to go to Vegas is Barry Manilow. That's it. Maybe if one of the other hotels got Michael Crawford or Neil Diamond or Tom Jones or something, I would go for them too. But right now Barry Manilow is the sole reason to go to Vegas, as far as I'm concerned. I know there's people who disagree with me, but God made everybody different. And that's the beauty of the world. Because if everybody was the same, it would be really hard for me to get those good seats for Barry. I'm usually in the second row. So thank God not everybody's the same, huh? So that's about it. I'm actually getting, because this is like the multiple take of this. The first time there was absolutely no sound. The second time the microphone started giving me weird feedback, frustrated, So under normal circumstances, I'm a lot better. My nose is getting stuffy. That's another thing. I have so many allergies. I have loads of allergies to food and medicine. I'm violently allergic to lilies, and I'm allergic to pussy willow as well. So, and I think my allergies are starting to get to me. There's got to be something around that I'm allergic to. Maybe I'm just allergic to technology. If I'm lucky, this video will go viral. Or at the very least might be made fun of on Fox News. If it's made fun of on Fox News, hi, Mr. O'Reilly. My parents are big fans. What can I say? I'm a dork. I collect comic books. I forgot to mention that. Yes, I'm a Trekkie, and I collect comic books. And I like disco music. So, I was actually told I actually was on a reality show briefly. It hasn't aired yet. I filmed a pilot. And one of the things the producer told me is that geeks, nerds, and dorks are in this year. They're what's hip. So the first time in my life I'm hip. I also have a remote control that's refusing to work. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. be coming home. Wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely mountains gaze at the stars, waiting for the dawn of the day. All alone I gaze at the stars, waiting for my love